Motherhood is a choice, but sometimes, and for some couples, that's a wait-and-see choice, let's pull the goalie choice, or the even more nonchalant, if it happens choice. For my wife and I, a happy accident was just never going to happen. So when we decided to start a family, we had to go all in. Luckily, my wife is a researcher by trade, and she took on this new project with more gusto than her dissertation. We learned what modern girls hardly ever learn: how to track your cycle, basal body temperature, what the texture of your cervical mucus can tell you about your fertility, that no app can truly predict ovulation, and finally, that all the best and most expensive sperm come from California. We'd also decided that using an anonymous sperm donor was the best choice for us. And so we set to work picking over all the traits we wanted in our biological contributor. Of course, there were the usual things: height, weight, hair and eye color, and of course, handwriting. See, we couldn't afford that California sperm that comes with pictures. But what it really boiled down to was family medical history. We tried to weed out addiction, my side, heart disease and high blood pressure, both sides. We both thought we'd carry a child. 2 moms, 2 kids, 2 years apart. It really was the perfect lesbian American dream. At the time, we were living in a super rural area, and so working with a fertility specialist wasn't even an option. What we embarked on was a do-it-yourself roller coaster. If you didn't know, there are a couple of different ways to procure sperm for insemination. You can go directly to a sperm bank, equipped with your own cooler and dry ice. Or you can have it shipped directly to your home or doctor's office in a very large tank of liquid nitrogen. Since ovulation can't really be scheduled and life doesn't stop during the trying to conceive time, my wife and I found ourselves in some pretty interesting situations. And that doesn't even include the awkwardness of actual insemination. We had a tank of nitrogen delivered to our house that needed to be returned in person to the only FedEx shop in town. It happened to be located inside the Ace Hardware. We borrowed my brother-in-law's lunchbox cooler for a pickup. He didn't want it back. We had another tank delivered to my mother-in-law's house on Christmas Eve. And finally, we once brought a tank of liquid nitrogen on the trolley with us in San Diego. See, actually, one time we could afford the California sperm. I would love to tell you that even one of those times we got pregnant, as anyone would be happy to have such a conception story. But since my wife's uterus was a bit of a money pit, there we were, out thousands of dollars and no baby. What we did have, though, was a choice and another uterus. And as the stars aligned for a move to La Crosse, we tried the DIY sperm adventure one more time. One more dry ice pickup, one more awkward insemination at my parents' house, minutes before we embarked on a cross-country road trip, and amazingly, 2 weeks later, I had a positive pregnancy test. We were so excited, but unfortunately, it wasn't to be, and I miscarried at just 6 weeks. We didn't let that first miscarriage slow us down, and I tried again the next month, sadly with the same result. Finally, on the 3rd try, and after the hottest summer of my life, I gave birth to our beautiful firstborn. Since then, I've had one more miscarriage and one more baby who was born 5 weeks ago. Since he was conceived through IUI, intrauterine insemination, it was pretty uneventful and didn't include any dry ice. Our path to motherhood has definitely been a unique experience, but as moms, our day-to-day life isn't different at all. We make the same choices all mothers do. We choose to embrace the struggle to get out the door. We choose to make sacrifices for our boys. We choose kids' movies and popcorn on Friday nights. We choose to be in the moment together and really feel what all parents with young kids feel: completely exhausted, overwhelmed, and totally in love with our family. It's been quite a ride, but I couldn't be happier with my choice.